Hi, I am, sort of live today. Hello, everyone who's joining me. This video will be up by 1 p.m. Both on IGTV and on my Facebook page. Um, I don't think I'll be able to do a live session actually because I think we're going out. Right now, I just want to show you where I am. I'm very happy and very grateful to be here actually. I am here. I'm in Crimson Boracay right now. So, this is not a sponsored post. I really just wanted to still be online ng Saturday because I want to keep it, um, I want to still be online on Saturday afternoons. I was a bit, um, paano ba? I was a bit erratic last year when I did this, but this year I'm making a conscious effort to secure the 1 p.m. slot, every Saturday in your lives. Since this quarantine life seems like it's gonna stay for a couple of months at the very least. So, welcome to Handwriting Hangout. This is pre-recorded, but I'm not going to edit it. I am broadcasting from Crimson Boracay. This is so far one of the best resorts I've been to here in Boracay. The service is really, really good, and the place is really just very inspiring. I have my pens with me today. Yep, nadala ko sa airplane. I have this, and I have my favorite Platinum 3776. This has a fine nib. This is the 3776 knee spore, and of course, meron akong dalang Sailor Manyo ink. There. Don't ask me how I was able to smuggle this in. Anyway, so today, I really just want to talk about more of the book. So a number of you guys were able to get the book from me this week. Thank you very much for buying. I still have a few copies. Handwriting Hangout will remain free for as long as I'm not starving to death. I really am just doing this to get more people to write and hopefully to get more people to study cursive. So, having the American Cursive handwriting book is not a requirement for you guys attending the Handwriting Hangout. I've been doing this since last year. And, if you just want to write with someone or if you want to just hear my annoying voice as you write, then sige, join. There. And I have código for the flow for today. So Handwriting Hangout always starts with drills. If you have a copy of the American Cursive book, you can turn to page 107 for the drills, and then you will see the combination. The header of the book is movement exercise practice sheet. Hold on. Here. This is how it looks like. There. So we're just gonna do the drills first. Now we're doing this because before you write, you're going to have to warm up first, no? So I'm using my Sailor Pro Gear Slim Mini. This is an MF nib. MF, of course, stands for medium fine. I believe the sort of limited edition sailors come with an MF nib. I don't know. I could be wrong. So, there. So again, this is MF. Now, when I'm writing, I always have a few sheets of paper with me. I never write like on a pad because it's way too soft with how I write. Well, Michael Saul, Master Pen Michael Saul, the author of the American Cursive book, when he was here in Manila holding classes, we brought him in 2016 and 2017. He would always advise na you don't write with a pad. Just write with a few sheets of paper under the paper that you're writing on. You're gonna get much, much better traction, I guess, with how you write. So anyway, before I start with drills, if you've browsed through the book, on pages 94 to 95, he talks about the death grip. Now, the death grip is something that I always see online. I mean, nothing wrong with that if that's how you write or if that's how you've been writing for years. I do acknowledge that all of us we have our own systems na of writing, no? And we were taught for years, we were in school, using ballpoint pens, using gel pens, using pencils. Now, with the way fountain pens work, and with me as a calligrapher, because I used a brush and I use the pointed pen, it requires a much different way of writing, or it requires a much different way of holding things. Now, the book also tells you that you should strive for combination movement. So, what does that mean? The way that I hold my pen, if you notice, it's a bit light. So, my hands are really just sort of resting. There's just really, really not much pressure as I write with my pen. So, for example, I'm going to do my own. Hold on, nag-out of focus yung camera ko. Okay, there. So, I'm going to make my own movement exercise practice sheets. So, I'll start with the movement drills. First would be the push-pulls. Alright. In the book, there are boxes. So, if you don't have the book, or if you just have any notebook lying around, you can use that. I do encourage people or students to use what they have. Diba? Para there's a reason na magising yung mga papers, yung mga pens, no? So, push-pulls, you usually start at the bottom of the line, and then, you just do push-pulls. I want you to take note of how I am holding my pen. So, it's a bit light. Here, I'll hold my paper here so that it stays in place. So, I'm really just doing push and pulls. Now, do you see the color of the ink that I'm using? There. It's Sailor Manyo Akebi. There. If you're doing this with a really, really heavy hand, it's not going to be easy. Because you are telling your pen to move in a very, very swift pace. And it's just science, Pag mabigat, mas mahirap dalhin, diba? So you would need a bit of a light touch to be able to do the drills. Now, in the movement exercise practice sheets, there are 4 boxes there that asks for push-pulls. Every time you start a lesson, you're asked to do an entire page. And it just sounds tedious, or it just looks tedious, but it helps. I'm gonna do one more line. Again, this one. Last year in my Hangouts, I would make the students use the metronome. Maybe next time we can try that one. There. One more. The push-pulls can also be done with the pencil. Alright. Now, this is where movement writing actually sort of works. So your fingers are telling, your fingers are dictating which direction you're supposed to move. And then the movement of your whole arm is dictated by your wrist and your forearm. Alright? Now I'm gonna do ovals. Now on this page, you can see arrows. Again, I'm just following page 107 of the book. So first, the arrow is pointing to this direction. So I'm gonna do ovals. I'll start from the top. I'm gonna go counterclockwise. There. Make your ovals a bit slanted. Yan. Diba? One more. Same direction. Make it a bit slanted. Yeah. Okay lang. At this point, I'm sorry. Okay. Hold on, let me fix that. Okay. There. At this point, I would actually ask you guys about the pen that you're using here. It doesn't really matter if you're using an F or EF, an M or a B, or if you're using gel pens, or even if you're using a pencil. Though dito, you can really notice the wet writers and you can notice the really dry pens, or if it's time for you to sharpen your pencil if you're using a pencil. So, this is when you can really appreciate fountain pens and the inks that you buy. Again, the prerequisite is that don't hold your pen with much pressure because you're gonna have a hard time doing the drills. So the drills actually aim for two things. Number one, you're warming up. Number two, you're practicing your light touch. Alright? I do acknowledge the fact that for some students, it's a bit hard to let go of how you're holding the pen, with so much, yung gigil na gigil ka. Like, nasasakal na yung, ganun. Like, nasasakal na yung pen. There. Try to let go of that. Because the fountain pen is designed to work in such a way that the moment the nib hits the paper, ink is supposed to come out, diba? If you study the history of fountain pens and how fountain pen mechanisms work, that's really how everything starts. At the exact moment, at the instantaneous moment that the nib touches the paper, then it starts working. Sorry for all the nerd, but that's how it is. Anyway, we'll do more ovals this time. Going clockwise. Okay? So you can start at the top or at the bottom. For this one, I'm gonna start at the top and then go clockwise. Alright? Again, remember, make your ovals a bit slanted. You can move your paper if you want. There. One more. I'll start at the bottom. Okay? I am using Rhodia. There. Actually, I just forgot to pack my worksheets. Alright. Next, I'm gonna do two more. If you got the book from me, I included freebies for you to use. One more. I'm going to start at the top and then go counterclockwise, right? Hold on. I have to pause because I have to move. But dapat walang pause yan. Right? Okay pa? Next is the tapering ovals where you just follow the shape there. So I'm just gonna draw a triangle here. There. And then it goes like this. Alright. For the tapering ovals, just follow the shapes that you see there. Okay. And then you have the spirals. Spirals, you just have to fill the shape. For example, this one. I'm gonna draw two. So you start outward, you start outside, and you go in. One more. Here. Then you can do also the clockwise one. So there. When you do this, sometimes there's paper na sumasabit dun sa pen. Okay. I don't know if it's focusing or not. But pwede mo siyang linisin. What I do is I get another sheet of paper and then I do this. Yeah, we're cleaning it. Now, of course, it's just natural for some fibers of the pen to do that because the paper is wet with ink, diba? But I wish you could see the color of this one in real life. It's so vibrant. If you've seen the Sailor Manyo inks and you've always been skeptic na parang I don't need another ink, said no one ever. You need the Akebi. Oh my god, I will be so happy if you guys buy the Akebi. I don't get commissions for this. I'm just really happy na I'm not alone buying stuff. Anyway, there. That's the spirals. Now at the bottom part of the book, I'm looking at page 107. There are the connecting spirals. I'm going to show you how to do those. Alright. So, you aim for 3. Lakihan natin. 1, 2, 3. These are my favorite. So, spirals. Jump. Jump. And may mga sumasabit na. There. If you have any questions at this point, you can put them in the comments. Let's see how this one works. I think it would be better now if I just hold sessions like this. Then it's just going to stay in the live. Right? If you have a copy of the book, you can take a look at page 108. And it's going to show you how you guys are really supposed to work on it. I mean, how this whole page should look like, right? Now, for the first few lessons of the book, there's a lesson plan, no, that's part of the curriculum also. Again, you have to remember, Michael wrote this book with an independent student in mind, meaning you can take your time with this book, or you can completely forget about it after purchasing it from me. Thank you for buying, by the way. But kidding aside, I am holding these sessions with the theme of, with the theme of the book because I don't want students or I don't want the people who purchase the book to feel like binentahan lang ng book. Also because I miss teaching handwriting. It's really fun because it's something that we do every day. And plus, if you have a lot of fountain pens, this is the best way for you to exhaust the use of those fountain pens. You lower the cost per use, so you get to justify your more expensive pens. Yan. So ito yun. Anyway, for the lessons, there are lesson plans, but do remember that the lesson plans that you can find in the book are really not set in stone in terms of timeline. So you can take as short as 4 months, you can take 6 months, you can take a year or 2 in finishing this book. I first used the American Cursive book in 2016. I was reluctant at first because I thought sobrang dami niyang laman. It's very overwhelming. But in 2019, I worked on it again. Natapos ko siya 2016 to 2017 and then forgot about it. I would do lessons sporadically, and then 2019 I sat down and then started at the very first lesson again. I finished it in 5 months, I think. But for this year, I'm doing it again with you guys. So the lesson plans, it's really just a suggestion of the flow, and it's based on the order of the pages of the book. Now, the pages of the book are arranged so because the strokes are managed in such a way that the easy ones are introduced first. Right? For example, in lesson 3, it says, study model letters I, N, M, and U. Now, these are the small letters. So you have letter I, letter N, letter M, and letter U. Alright. So INMU. Now, lesson 4 tells you you're supposed to do 1 page of cross-drill exercises. So we did this last time. So I'm just going to skip to lesson 5. Also just to show you guys what the hell cross drills are. So lesson 5 says complete a cross drill using the following letter pairs, 3 rows of each. So you have IN. I'm going to write IN like this. There should be spacing. Okay. Dalawang IN. IN, IN, IN. I'm going to write well, 3 rows of each now. I'm going to write everything na lang in one batch. IN and then NM. Yan. Malalaki yung NM. Okay, sana mag-cross. And then MU, I'll follow this one. MU. Uso yan, no? Valentine's. MU. And then UI. There. My spacing is bad. Okay. So UI, UI, UI. Then NU. Anyone here from NU? There. Now I'm gonna turn my paper like this. Hopefully they cross. I'm just gonna go with IN, IN. I'm just gonna show you how cross drills are supposed to look like. Okay, tabingi. Ulitin ko ah. Actually, you know, I'm gonna make a grid. You guys have your book. Okay. Yeah. Medyo tabingi siya. But you have a grid for the cross drills with you. Okay. I really just need a guide. There. Alright. I'll go for the center. IN, IN, IN. Okay. And then NM, NM, NM. Yeah, N. Okay. MU, MU, MU. And then UI, UI, UI. And then what's next? NU. You can pause every 2 to 3 letters. I mean, you can lift your pen every 2 to 3 letters, right? Then I'm gonna turn my paper 90 degrees clockwise. I'll go for this one. Alright, IN. Oh, diba? Nag-cross na, yay! IN, IN, IN. Next is NM. NM, NM. And then MU. There. Ang hina ng boses ko, no? Everything here is calm, serene, gano'n. Bawal mainis. Yan. UI. UI. There. There, for those considering traveling to Boracay, it's worth it. But if you have young kids with you, think about it. And also, please note that I'm going to quarantine for 14 days after our return on Monday just to be safe. Yun. I live alone, so I can, I'm really supposed to do that. I mean, it's a responsible thing to do. Though, if you're ready for the consequences of the travel, go. Go for it. There's no one here. Again, I'm in Crimson and there's like less than 10 families, I think. Alright, next, lesson 7 tells you to do study model letters L, J, V, and W. Alright? So this is how cross rails are supposed to look like. Okay. I'm just gonna show you letter L, letter J, letter V, and W. And there. I think the book shows W like this yet. I think. Also. There. So lesson 7 also tells you to do a cross rail of the following: letter L, J, V, W, and then a letter combination of U, V, W, J. Let's try U, V, W, J muna. The cross rails are meant to help with your spacing. It trains your eyes and it trains your hand. The thing is, when you're writing with cursive, your hand and your eye should work hand in hand. What does that mean? You cannot simply write na biglaan lang. Like, you know the feeling now when you're answering an essay question that you didn't really study for? Like your pen is just circling the paper because you have no idea what you're supposed to write. That's the same thing with practicing handwriting. Your hand should know what your brain wants you to write. So, if you're not so sure of the letter forms yet, and then you feel like parang bitin yung kamay mo, well, there's a reason behind it. So, cross rails train you for that. So, the eye and the hand should work hand in hand. The moment you put the pen in contact with the paper, dapat alam mo na kung ano yung susulat mo. There. Anyway, we're gonna do UVWJ. Please don't kill me. I'm gonna write, ano na lang then. I'm going to use, okay. Let's write grid. I'm basically making my own grid. Because I forgot my practice sheets. There. I have so many printouts in my bag actually. But not for handwriting. There. There's so many travel requirements. Anyway, UVWJ. So, let's start here. UVWJ. Oy, sumobra. Let's try LJVW. LJVW. U V W J, and then L J V W U V W J. Okay, are we ready? I'll go for this space in the middle. Or you want... I'm gonna go for the outside space. Okay. I'll start with U, V, W, J. And then L, J, V, W. U, V, W, J. L, oops, sorry. L, V, J, W. There. Live to, guys. Live. Then one last here. U, V, W, Boracay. Diba? Lesson 8. It tells you, complete a cross drill of the following, doing the first 5 rows as indicated, then repeating the 5-row sequence 2 more times. Ano raw? Basically, it's asking you to write the letters F, G, H, T, and Y. I'm going to write those letters just so you know how they're supposed to look like. Okay? So there's, looking at lesson 8. I remember when I first tried to do this book, to do the lessons in the book. I photocopied the cross drill exercise sheets on Tomo River paper because that was the year na I hoarded. That was 2016. I discovered Tomo River paper and I was so crazy about it kasi ang nipis-nipis niya. And the color really comes out differently if you have the budget for it, or if you already hoarded, and you have Tomo River paper lying around. I would strongly recommend that you do the same just to up your writing experience. There. Okay, so letter F. I'll do 3 Fs. 3 of each letter. Sige. So, ito muna. This is letter F. So, 1, 2, 3. Okay, ang off ng slant ko. Please know that you also have to breathe while you're writing. It's hard to write when you're dead. Next. This is letter G. So, if you're writing, pwedeng may buwelo. Alright. Next is H. So, 1, 2, 3. Then letter T. One, two, three. When you're crossing the T's, you do it isa-isa. Alright. Next is letter Y. So 1, 2, 3. All good. It's so weird I don't see comments. But this is quite fun because I think it's gonna be short. Right? I'm going to go with some of the sheets. Well, I mean the practice sheets in the book. Also, I'm just gonna show you this one. This is from the book, of course. This is on page 118. There. Cross drills, basically. Yan. That's the goal. But, again, remember that the person who wrote the American Cursive handwriting book is a master penman. So, no pressure if your worksheets don't look exactly like his. Don't feel so bad. It's hindi mo siya dapat kopyahin na eksakto. What I'm aiming for right now, at least with the students, is that you guys are curious, you guys have the book, you guys want to study, you guys are buying from me, you guys are listening sort of to what I say, and you guys are trying. That's what counts. You don't really have to exactly mimic what's written on the book. I mean, maganda kung yun ang goal nyo. But at this point, count the progress that you have. For example, you're able to endure the sound of my voice for more than 30 minutes now. That's progress. You're becoming a more patient and a more Kebs person. If you're actually doing drills, if you're stuck on the movement drills and you're enjoying it, count it as progress because you are working on combination movement. If your focus is on the cross drills, count that as progress also because not everyone can do the cross drills or not everyone enjoys doing that. Diba? So there's different meanings of progress for each person. And I'm going to I'm going to use that line over and over again because I know handwriting can be really, really frustrating for a lot of us. Also remember na we all have our own handwritings. I mean, we all have our own concept of what handwriting is. My cursive will look bad to some people. And your cursive looks good to some people. So, kanya-kanya na. We've been writing for years. So, what I'm trying to do now is to sort of feed you a new system or a new concept of handwriting, and you're all not going to take it in the same pace. So, dahan-dahan lang. For example, for today, you feel like the book is overwhelming. It is. You know, it's very, very thick. So many lessons. So, we're doing it one step at a time. Right? I am looking at the first few worksheets on the book. Page 119, where you will see these hold on, just gonna write the page here. All right, I'm gonna change my pen just because I miss using this here. I use this almost every day. I have a number of 3776 pens, but the knee spur will always be special to me. Right, so anyway, for page 119, it tells you to write I, N, M, U ng paulit-ulit, 1 V at a time. So there's I, N, there, N. Wala masyadong hugot ngayon, ano? Oh, Valentine's na, guys. Kung gusto niyo pang humabol, teka, parang hindi ko gusto tong feel ng pen na to. Yan. Kung gusto niyo pang humabol, magsulat ng love letter na nakakahiyang tanggihan, daanin niyo sa sulat. So, practice kayo ngayon. Ano ba ngayon? January 30 pa lang. Mga 1 week of diligent practice, no? Pwede yan. You can send me messages. Like, okay, ito yung mga susulat ko. Paano ko siya isusulat ng maayos? I can help you. I'm not kidding. You can send me the letters. I can tell you how to frame it. Yan. I'll help you with your cursive and your calligraphy na rin. Sige. If that leads you to love life. To a love life pala. Okay, the next model that you're supposed to do on page 119 is this one. I-N-M-U, so there, and then N-U-M-I. Take note of how slow I write. Oops, sorry, it's M-I-U-N. There, and then U-I-N-M. And then I-U-M-N. The strokes aren't perfect, but I hope it works. Then the last one, favorite ng lahat. Minimum. Ulit. There. Do take note that the book instructs you to copy, no? Bale 5 lines. It is a copy book. This is American Cursive, no? So there are 2 books. Well, there are a lot of books. So we have American Cursive. This is, Spencer. Well, Spencer is the guy responsible for Spencer and handwriting. So he is the father of handwriting, well, modern handwriting. Um, so for Spencer and for, well, Michael Saul and for the American Cursive book, copybooks work. Okay? Copybooks is when you copy the same words or letters over and over again. It works, well, it works for me because I get to memorize the strokes of the letters. I get to memorize the forms. Now, when you look at Palmer, when you look at the Palmer method, when you look at how he talks about that one, he doesn't want people to he doesn't want people to copy over and over again because he feels like cramped yung pagsusulat. Well, for me, it's a marriage of both. Hold on, may tao. How do I? Okay, hold on. I'll be back. And I'm back. I'm not gonna edit the video. So, pwede kayo mag-CR sa part na yun. Anyway, so this one is for copybooks, and then Palmer tells you to just do a certain number of exercises. I think what works would be a little bit of both. So, I would strongly suggest that you guys have a notebook with you also. I'm not alone in the room. I have kids with me. Because this is a family outing. So, anyway. So, this is a sample of my handwriting. Yan sa notebook ko. So, these are feelings. Yan. But, have a notebook so you can write, you know. So, it's gonna be a marriage of both. Alright? Next, for the last part, I'm going to do the JLVW. I'm looking at page 120. Right. I really don't want the video to be very, very long. So you have JM, LN, VU, WI, so ulit na siya. There. Next is JLVW. WJ. Yan. Naliligo yung kasama ko. And then LWJV. And then, umulit na. Then last line, NJWI. And then, there. You're supposed to write it 5 times, no? I'm going to skip. Well, this is from page 121. Let's write these letters. FGHTY. I'll make it a bit big. off yung slant. If you wanna write it small, pwede rin. There. The next few pages, well, they have words. I'll start with a few, and then I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna keep this video, well, I don't know, for weeks. I am still thinking about a more effective way to make you guys write with me, or to make the most of the book that you got. But I do hope this video sort of helps. So this is fun, and then woolly, and then Nelly. There. So that's it, I guess. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. I will be waiting for your questions and for your comments. You can post your questions on this video, you can comment, or you can message me. If you have the book, if you bought it from me over Facebook, then we already have a thread for the chat. You can ask me there. But again, just as I always say, I always welcome questions because, well, number one, I'm a teacher. I hold tutorials for kids. I teach all subjects, so questions feed me, literally. If students didn't have questions, I wouldn't have a job. So I really, really would like it if you guys, you have your concerns, you have your questions for me. And that also tells me that you're doing something, diba? Please don't be shy to ask, and I hope you like this video that I am shooting, oh my god, from Crimson Boracay. This is a really nice place. I hope makabalik ako dito. This is a blessing, really. So, thank you guys for spending your Saturday afternoon with me. I'm going to keep on doing this every Saturday afternoon. If I'm not in Manila or if I'm not in my condo, I will just record the video and post it. But 1 p.m. Saturdays, let's keep the handwriting hangout schedule, and then invite your friends. They can watch the video. Again, the book is not mandatory. You can practice without the book. Though mas maganda kung meron. Yes, I still have copies. Nagbenta na. No, thank you for spending your afternoon with me, and I hope writing gives you happiness and joy, even, in the smallest of ways. It always does for me. Again, for those who are curious, I used the following pens today. This is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim Mini, part of the second Morocco release. I am going to raffle off one of these. I mean, it's going to be for a fundraising activity again. So I hope you guys will join. And then this is my favorite, the Platinum 3776. It has a fine nib. I use this pen also. And for the ink, this is the Sailor Manyo Akebi. Yan. Hindi lang siya ma-focus. Hold on. Let's fix the angle of that. Oh, there. Yan. Okay. Yes. Nasa luggage ko to. So, marami na siyang bawas. Sulit ang ink sa akin. I just want to show you my view for one last time. There. Oh, diba? This is a very nice place. Hopefully we can have calligraphy lessons here, no? For a week. Here. This is supposed to be the venue of Ink Academy 2019. Yeah. But anyway, thank you for joining me. Hope you learned something. I will wait for your questions. And have a restful week. And bye-bye.